on the mediums.
Yeah, and at the start of the race on Friday, we saw that the inside line, which is what SLR Nicky has here in P2, was the better place to be into turn 1. How's this start going to go? How's this championship going to go? Will the championship be won today, or will it go to Abu Dhabi? As it is lights out and we are away, and it looks like Nicky's got a good start here, and he's jumped Ogween already.
He has indeed, and I'll tell you what, Roller's alongside Ogween as well. And he's taking it alongside. Could he maybe get into P2 here? I think he might just get it.
Side by side. Which one was going to back out?
And Ogween gets it just ahead of him. Goes a bit wide, but I think he's got it.
Indeed, he has.
It's a great start from Nicky and a very good start for Roland. That's exactly what he wanted. Midsy's down 2 positions. Jam's up 6 positions. I wonder if there's a little bit of kerfuffle down at the back of the pack.
I wonder whether the championship leaders picked up damage possibly with that as well. I'm having a look. It looks like cosmetically at least his car looks fine. But yes, a poor start from Midsy and a good start from Race Roller. And yeah, I mean, at Race Roller, he's got Midsy's teammate out of Bezos out of the way. And that is going to be very, very important for this race as he's going to look to close down the top 2. A big, big start to this race for Race Roller.
Yeah, definitely. That's something he definitely would have wanted to capitalise on. Definitely as his core, he's gone very wide then. I think he might be susceptible to a VRA Andrews overtake here. He couldn't tell which way he was going. Division's got past Griffiths as well for P10. And they're going side by side. Is Andres and Corey into the final corner? I'm just going to have the inside line. Corey's going to have the slipstream, it looks like, off of Ghost Cult. I think Ghost Cult might just be moving across. Got 2 drivers now, quite well.
It's excellent racing between the 2 of them.
Turn. Still side by side, they continue. Jam's up to P11 now with the soft start. He's a fantastic start of Jam. Corey's gone very wide there, and he's going to be successful coming from Riggs now. Is he?
Yeah.
I think he is. I think Corey has just kept that position, but it's pretty nose to tail through the entire grid from the start, and we knew it was going to be the case off the start here, and it definitely has been.
Indeed it has, and yeah, Nicky with that excellent start got the jump on Mr. Ogween off the line, and yeah, this is going to be a hell of a race at the front. At the moment, Mr. Ogween's looking more backwards ahead instead of ahead, as Race Roller is a bit closer to him to what he is to Nicky, as I think Nicky is pushing as hard as he possibly can to break this DRS before the middle of lap 3. If he cannot do that, then he will be a sitting duck in the DRS straights, and we will have a full train through the entire field.
And then V2 right at the back, which is unfortunate for him. everyone is within 1 second. And
Race Roller looks to possibly be potentially losing it as well. Race Roller's nearly lost the DRS on Ogween.
But I tell you what, Ogween's final sector was very, very good, but I think he might just be fine. Of course, the DRS isn't really on this lap. Mr. Ogween's right down as he gets fastest lap of the race so far. A strong lap there from Mr. Ogween in the Haas. But it looks like, there you go, DRS has been enabled, and you might be right. It might be very close. We'll see for the first time.
So important for Race Roller if he wants to take the lead over Midsy, but he keeps in his DRS and keeps in the shot of the lead.
I got very scared then. I thought Roller was flying off into a barrier then, but I think it was just his line. I do apologise. I was very worried then. This
DRS train is insane though. This DRS train is absolutely insane.
Big train for sure. As you said, Nicky's really pushing to try and get out of this train, and he's going to be in the lead going into the first few turns. Well, first few laps, I should say. I was looking at something.
Oh, and he's nearly broken it. He's broken it.
He has.
He's just broken it.
I think he might break it. We'll see. The both foot down to the floor.
The detection is just after the chicane.
Depends how.
The detection is just after the chicane. Yeah. If Nicky nails the chicane, he's broken it.
Ghost drops back a little bit, which be a big problem. He has got it as Ogween, but somebody who will be Ghost Cult, and he's look at that. VR Andrews already alongside as we go.
He can even catch up to Bez's DRS in this straight here.
That would be immense if he can. I don't think he will quite. But now there's been a yellow flag. I don't know who that was for. I think that might have been Jitto. I think Jitto's had a problem. As he's fallen far down the pits. Corey's got the fastest lap of the race. As he's going to have a look, could we potentially see a move from Corey round the outside of Ghost Colt?
Oh, he's trying to leave his nose in. Very fair racing between the two of them.
Very good racing. Harsh but fair. I think the best way to describe it is very solid.
Excellent move by Corey there. Excellent move.
Was.
Griffiths has lost the DRS. Griffiths has lost the DRS on Gam, and this is crucial for the alternate strategy drivers, as he is not going to be able to capitalise on that DRS train. And yeah, Griffiths, Midzi, Shut Medal, all of those drivers are going to be really struggling. Griffiths and Midzi, like, they almost have to work together now to catch back up to that train. And yes, that is very important. And Race Roller, he'll know from Griffiths that they have lost the DRS, and I think that is very good news for Race Roller if you are the Red Bull driver, as he is right with Mr. Ogween and Nicky now. And yeah, as I said, if you don't break the DRS initially,
got a freeway battle here. It might
it.
be for P16, but they are literally on each other's bumpers.
As Jib Jab is potentially making a move on Ghost Colt while this is going on.
This could be a double as well. This could. I thought there was going to be a collision. Then as Corey went off to the outside line for the.
What that could mean is Corey had to be a bit cautious, and he's lost the DRS. So Corey's potentially going to be passed by both of these into turn 1 now. And this is just how powerful the DRS is in general. This is how important it is. Corey's lost position to both Jib Jab and Ghost Colt. He started that straight at P6. He ended it in P8. As Mitzi and Griffiths battling side by side.
Again, they are.
Mitzi and Griffiths for P12, and they made a bit of contact there in turn 1, and I'm not sure what quite happened there, but they've lost each other even more time. Griffiths getting his elbows out a bit and saying to Mitzi that you're not passing there, but of course all they're doing there is damaging each other's races. And with a bit of contact, potentially damaging each other's cars. That is very important for this race.
Yeah, and as you see, that they are already almost 10 seconds off of Nicky, which did not take long. I mean, that's 2 seconds per lap, but I was definitely thinking, I mean, on the mediums, you're going to be a little bit slower, but I mean, the battling definitely doesn't help that if you're trying to catch back up. As Andres is now back within the DRS of Andres, and we do have an 11-car DRS train again. Yay!
As Riggs is the first driver to take a penalty. Yes, he's the first driver to take it on.
I don't think that's the earliest we've had someone get a penalty, because I think we've had some very early, if I remember last week. As Ogween's taken the lead of the race here.
I think Nicky let him go to get him back.
I think we saw it a lot with Legend last night on Gregor's. Every time they went into that final corner, he gave him the move almost, gave him the position. As you can see there, Nicky has kind of used Mr. Ogween as just a bit of a toe down to turn 1, really. And maybe there's a 3-way battle here. There was a 3-way battle, and that was going into turn 1, and they still are.
Yeah, Mitzi and Griffiths battling at it hard.
Mitzi and Griffiths, and Shut Medal was involved in there as well. And they're wanting to be in the front of this train, and now Zydrad's right on the back of these 3 guys as well, and making it a 4-way fight.
Once again, that battling's meant they've lost another second.
Yeah, this is just not gonna, hurt them. It's gonna lose them time by doing it. But Mitzi is 100% past. I feel like it's the first time he has been properly ahead of Griffiths this race. And we'll see if he can flex his muscles a little bit, but it may be hard with, as we know, just how strong the toes and the ERS are down here, as Arben is the second driver of the day to get some penalty.
Indeed he is. At the moment, in terms of the top 5, I'm having a look, and Roland's doing quite well with warnings. He's not picked up a single warning yet. Nicky and Ogween both picking up one, so...
There we go. Griffiths is going to be potentially having a bit of a problem here. And he will. They're going to go 3 wide. They almost went 3 wide.
Oh,
Shut Medal was overtaking both of them.
Yes, it's very messy.
Yes.
This is all 3 of them.
It's going to be positions all over the place. Ghost Colt has dropped out of the DRS. I don't know if he had it. Mitzi moves to the outside.
Griffiths lunges it on the inside.
That's a very big lunge. Mitzi's had to go off the track a little bit there. Oh, they go side by side. Oh, look at that. A little bit of a, bit of a shove there. Zydrad's got past all 3 of them. Mitzi got damaged maybe, or is that maybe an illegal overtake?
I think it's
not
an
sure,
illegal
but
overtake.
he has-
I think it's an illegal overtake because
I think it was as well.
because he took the position off track. Potentially
Yeah.
damage as well as Griffiths lunged up his inside and
Yeah, he's very offline, but that can happen with a slightly wrong line. As here comes Monkey as well, trying to make a move potentially. I thought he may have gone for a move then, but he decided against it. As these guys, Monkey, Arden, Para, are now back on. They were kind of in their own little fight behind, and now they are they're right back with them. As we've got to this situation again. We've got these two different fights really at the moment, and it's two fights that could potentially mean the lead of the race, or the win of the race. Division's now got a penalty as well, and I think Andres is going to maybe potentially make a move. I think he's going to stick behind Bezos actually, although we are very close for the lead. Look at that. Nicky's used Orguin again, kept it wide, and he's going to have the DRS, and they're going to have a straight line battle down to the first corner. Roller's just sat in P3 watching these, but he may have maybe a bit vulnerable to a move. He isn't. I thought Bezos was looking potentially to have a move. Monkey's had an off. That looks like the final corner. I think he might have spun under traction, and that is him down to P19. Zydrad has been overtaken by Shut Medal as well. We've still got that yellow flag on there. I think it was Monkey had a spin on the exit of the final corner. It seems to be okay. 9% sure though. Jitto's also pitted already. He could probably take those to the end if he does well with his tyres. I think that he'll be able to take them to the end. It's very easy around here.
Bezos and Andres side by side here in the middle sector. As Midzi picks up penalty, as does Paraquix.
Midzi has got penalty. That's very important. Very important.
Yeah.
That penalty for Midzi. I mean, the battling already has slowed him up, and that's just going to hinder him even more. As here comes Andres and Bezos side by side, coming into the second chicane. This is going to be really awkward line for him. But I tell you what, that was a pretty well done move by Andres, as we said. The lightning was actually with him, but he's going to be, again, vulnerable to Bezos. Potentially round the outside. He's cut back inside, and Ogwin has got past Nicky again into the final corner. And
let me guess, Nicky's going to pass him again. Is Ogwin going to pit here, actually? He is.
I think that's smart for Ogwin, personally. I think that makes sense. He may be in a little bit of traffic, but I think it makes sense.
Yeah, I think it does.
Traffic at all, actually. But it makes a lot of sense for the fact that he was going to be susceptible. He's not the only one as well. Corey's pitted, and so has Division. We'll see if they come out in a bit of a jumbled order. I don't think they will. That looked very close to the barrier from Andres, but I think it was all fine. All things considered, Golfskirt was definitely out of the DRS now as well. Because of these people pitting, it has just maybe opened
and
up.
And Ogwin's just come out ahead of V2 as well. Just come out ahead of V2, and that's very important
it is.
For his race.
Corey, considering Corey was right behind Roller Andres Bezos, he would have thought...
It's a difference of just a few. It's a difference of just a few cars, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's got a lot of ERS though to play with here, Corey. That's now Nicky and Race Roller. The two former F2 teammates are going to go at it here, going into the pits perhaps.
Yes, they might do as well, but unless Andres maybe he's been very much getting some moves because he invalidated his final lap before Jitto's made that penalty. And here comes Andres. Look at that! Oh, a bit of a wobble there as he coming through that right hand curve.
That's Nicky's going to get passed by Andres as well here.
Andres has got past. I think Roller would pit now. If I'm Roller, I'm pitting.
If I'm Nicky, I'd pit now as well.
To this DRS.
Andres pits, stays out.
So does Nicky. Everyone goes in, apart from Andres. He's going to go for the overcut. And I don't know what they would do. I mean, they're in quite a nice bit of clean air, so I think probably best to go in. But also, there's a chance that of like Andres and Jam, they might be able to get a bit of an overcut of guys battling. So it will be interesting. It depends, I guess, how Andres feels. I mean, he didn't really get a choice because he was going side by side with somebody.
See, Mr. Ogwin's coming out. Corey's coming out as well, battling with
Looks
V2.
like Corey's ahead of Nicky. He is. Corey's ahead of Nicky. Which is very
ahead of
big.
both of them.
Yes, he is. So that is very interesting. Roller kind of cemented his position ahead of Nicky when he pitted. And by doing so, he's going to be outside of the DRS of Nicky, technically. There has been a yellow flag, and that is V2 has, I believe, spun. There's going to be a few, or maybe not spun, maybe had a clock with the barriers with there's a few different opportunities really there. Ogween is outside of DRS of Roller as well, which could be quite a big factor for all parties really. And unless Roller can, he's got a bit of ERS advantage over Ogween, so there you go, he's back in with it. That didn't take long. However, it will be interesting to see how quick they can catch up to Para, and that train that Para is in is where Midzi is.
Indeed it is.
This could be very tasty.
This really could. Roller's just 4 positions and 3 seconds behind Midzi here. And
whoa! That's Corey and Nicky. They've come together big time there. I think Corey's got damage. Maybe even Nicky's got damage as well.
What happened there?
I just saw it, yeah. They came together coming into the final corner. I think Corey wasn't expecting Nicky to be as close as he was, and kind of went in. It looked like Corey kind of closed in on Nicky.
Yeah, it looked like Corey almost forced Nicky into the wall there. I'm just having a look back on the stream, and
yeah, it was very, very interesting. That happens quite easily. That is the nature of the track.
Nicky looks to have got away without damage though, so
yeah, it's very fortunate for Nicky, I think, there realistically. We knew there was going to be drama. I didn't think it would be there, if I'm being honest. But it is. And now all of the people that started on the softs, other than Arbon, have pitted and put on a set of medium tyres. Or at least that were in that train. Jams their way off.
And I can see just ahead, Para's potentially looking for a move on Arbon whilst this is going on as well. And if these guys start battling, this could really, really affect the leading cars and how they can make their way through. Ogween has now got in the DRS, so they are there. They are firmly there in this train.
This is officially a million car battle for the lead. I think it's 11 realistically, but I mean, Jib Jab's going to close in, I reckon, now as well. I mean, some people are pitting. That looks like Zydrad's pitted. Midzi has pitted. That's very interesting. They'll go into the softs. I assume they'll definitely go the distance from now. As that looked like a very big cut from Patton, as we said, as I was on board with him. Just looking at the move. I'm interested here. Very interested.
They're going to go for the undercut, of course, on the train, but of course they're sort of not going to break the end of the race.
Para will be coming in shortly, I reckon. His tyres are taking a whipping, and somebody who's not really going to like this is Arbon, if I'm being completely honest, because he's going to come out on mediums and everyone else is going to be on softs, so he's going to be struggling big time.
Yeah, big time.
Oh, Ogween's had a little bit of a tap with the barriers there. I think he's come out damage free, but I definitely saw a little
And whilst this went on, I completely missed it. Nicky's got ahead of Race Roller. How's that happened? I swear Nicky was behind him. I swear Nicky was behind him.
I think that's a recent move. I think that's very recent.
Yes, has Roller perhaps made a mistake that we don't know about?
The change of strategy coming. Nicky is going to be looking, potentially removing Ogween. This 2x2, 3 wide goes Nicky.
He sent up the inside.
Ogween's going to go around the outside. It's going to be who's Para going to give? Who's he going to choose to give the toe to? Para pits, and it's going to be Ogween and Nicky, straight line fight, both in the DRS. Wow. Here comes Para and I believe that's Roller and Andres.
And Andres is nipped around the outside of Race Roller.
Side by side.
Whoa, the two leaders and the two feet
so tight.
And Andres has got Roller.
Into the pit lane, and everything is happening. Arbon is playing a big part in this now because he can really hold up the likes of Andres and Roller here.
Yeah, potentially now Arbon here is making this a two-way battle for the lead.
Well, Andres doesn't think he wants that. He's gone right up the inside
Arbon lets Andres go. I can only assume he's going to do
Roller here and Bezos. They are right behind these guys. Monkey is out of the session. He's decided to call it a day in the pits. And the Oh, this is going to be... To be fair, Arbin's still within the DRS, so he hasn't lost too much. In fact, Roller's made the move there. Coming out, that was him coming out of the first chicane. So that is a very sudden move down on the very quick part of the circuit coming between the two chicanes. And Roller's kept with that train very well. So much so that Nicky also is going to potentially make a move. I don't think he will. He's turned off his DRS, I think. Because he didn't want to overtake Ogween there.
Yes,
that's fair enough.
Standard from Nicky this race, that is.
The tactics there coming into play very well. Bez is now past Arbin as well.
And Nicky's retaking the lead.
Riggs are doing side by side.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Nicky has dealt with this traffic extremely well here. Because if you remember, he was behind Andres when he pitted. He was behind Roller when he came out. And of course was behind Ogween as well, as Ogween went for the undercut. And he's now ahead of all of them and is into P1, effectively.
And
of course,
he's
Shut
almost
Medals
in
are
the
leading.
DRS of Shut Medal as well. So
yes,
Nicky has done very well in the start of this second stint. Very well indeed.
This is just ferocious though. It's just absolutely ferocious stuff.
Yeah, what is very interesting, looking at towards the sort of the back end of this field at the moment, Zydre's catching up very quickly on this train. As Ghost Cult and Jam are battling, I believe.
Yeah, Ghost Cult, of course, lost a lot of time. I don't know how he's lost that much time, but...
I'm not sure either. He was quite far off. I think he got a bit swamped, kind of. He was in the middle of nowhere. If I'm
As
right,
Jam, I can see
Zydred's
AI, I think. Jam's using only half throttle.
He is an AI. I don't know whether that's a clip thing or if he's had a problem.
That's going to affect Griffiths and Midzi though.
Yes.
Hopefully Jam's AI doesn't.
Oh my gosh, that was very scary. Big time affected Midzi. I think Jam's back time. I don't think. If that would be very.
And Andres is ahead of Ogween as well. Andres is ahead of Ogween, and Nicky has broken the DRS.
He has indeed. That looked like that was into turn one as well. Nicky had the DRS of Shut Medal, I think, as Shut Medal went into the pits. What is very interesting as well, Zydred has got he's got a second and a half advantage on Griffiths and Midzi, so he's going to have a couple of positions kind of in front of them, and potentially it might make it a little bit, give him a couple of chances to overtake these guys, and hopefully it'll make them stick pretty comfortably. I guess we'll have to wait and see. There'll be the guys who'll be taking a look on definitely towards the end of this race as they really do close up on this front pack. But as it stands,
we saw how much the leaders pulled away on them. And yeah, it's probably going to be the same thing. But yeah, Nicky is absolutely flying. Absolutely flying.
He's cut and dry now, really. Andres. I mean, he's burned a lot of his airs, but Andres is going to be.
As he hits the wall there on the straight, that was concerning. But
who was
looks
that?
to be all right. Nicky, lightly tapped the wall.
I think he'll be okay. But yeah, I mean, Andres is out of the DRS, and that's only going to leave him susceptible to Ogween and Roller and Bezzers. And I think Nicky could walk away with this now. I think
he could, especially if these guys fight hard. Especially if they fight hard and battle with each other, then that's going to allow Nicky to
nothing's going to happen too much, though. Ogween might look for a move. No, I think they're still sticking in formation, actually. Which is a surprise, if I'm being honest, considering how this race has gone so far. V2 has dropped a couple of positions. I think he has maybe had a coming together, or he's just been double overtaken. That happens down into the final corner, to be honest, as well. So it could be either of those.
Zydred's now caught up to the first of the medium runners, so here we are.
Here we go. As said very frequently by Felicio Milano, but it's going to be the time which it's going to be very important, I think, for Zydred that he gets this done quickly before Griffiths catch up. That will really confirm him ahead of these guys, and I think that will be very important for kind of the outcome and the positions that this race will finish in. As you can see now, I mean, Griffiths is pulling in very quickly. I mean, Griffiths is out of the DRS and Midzi as well. He realises that Griffiths is going to have
a yellow flag.
As we've got yellow flags. I think it's Para.
Yes.
I think it's Para, yeah. He's dropped a couple seconds very quickly. Zydrad has got the DRS. he's got a little bit less ERS, but I think regardless, he'll still go for it. Riggs and Division are battling as well, which is not going to help at all.
Riggs dots the inside.
I think that was a little bit of a lock up. But here comes Zydrad, almost getting squeezed into the wall there by Ghost Cole. Andres has got a penalty, which is going to be very important. Once again, and Ghost Cole's going to send it up the inside. He's not. Oh, I'll tell you what, it was a bit of a shove from Zydrad, very aggressive. But I'll tell you what, that was
just about fair enough, I think. Though you can always make contact. You're always going to make contact. Yeah, and he had the inside line.
Chicane always happens. So that's one position for Zydrad, and I think that was a very crucial position to make there. He gets past these two, and then he'll be set and going for everything. See how quickly. I think he'll want to make it. Realistically, probably want to make the move into turn one and try and, because you think the soft.
Yeah, I think he'd want to be second going onto the straight. I think in this train, I think he'd want to get past Division initially, or get past one of them initially, and then make sure he has the DRS.
He's in a good position. If he can get past Division, say down into the final corner, then on the run down, and then you can maybe get Riggs into turn one. I think that would be kind of the perfect situation for him. This is going to be exciting. As Griffiths and Midzy are now in this train officially. Very much so.
Yes, as Division's making
Division Riggs continues to go side by side, as they have for so many laps now as well, this race. Slightly difference of lines there. Look at that side, so much quicker. He's hitting the back. He's pretty much pushing Riggs through that corner. He may get the both of them. He's got a little. It looks like he's quicker. He is much quicker. He's going to have it. He's got less ERS. He's going to be 3 wide. It's a turn. Riggs is there still. Great
he's
move.
muscled his way
Fantastic
through. I know Zydrad and Riggs will be in a party together, and they are quite friendly. So I do expect Riggs knew that
there
was coming.
Probably a little bit of a shout there. I'm still going to be around the inside.
It just about well enough.
But I feel like that was very important for Zydrad to make that move stick. And as you'll see, I expect he'll make up some ground now on those guys ahead of Jib Jab, and then see if he can push on to the top 5.
Yeah, and what's crucial here as well is with Griffiths and Midzy closing up to this train, with Midzy having a similar amount of penalties to Riggs, Division and Ghost Colt ahead of him, they are going to be valuable points.
Oh yeah.
They're going to be valuable points when you consider how well Race Roller is doing this race. And he needs to really get every single last point he can get. As now Andres has closed back into the DRS of Nicky.
That's very interesting. Andres has put a good couple laps together. They're both on very low ERS as well.
As is Ogween. Roller's on a bit higher, but looks like he's really close to being on the edge of the yellow flag.
That is Jam. He's had a moment there. That's a shame.
As Andres is passing Nicky into turn 1.
Yeah, that's what he probably wanted to be doing.
As Nicky's going to try and fight
Nicky's
back.
Had a very good exit. They're going to go side by side here. They are, surely not.
Yeah, Nicky should really back out here, I think. If
any
car on the inside or the outside is slightly ahead, you've got to leave that space, and you've got to decide, right, that car ahead is going to be the one that stays there. Otherwise, there is going to be a monumental accident. But we're all well and good. As look at Bezos in P5. Look at his ERS.
Yeah, he's just chilling behind this train, and
look at his
I feel like towards the end he's just going to go for it.
He's a dark horse here, as Bezos. He could potentially use that ERS to win this race. And I'm not even exaggerating. He really could if he manages this right.
That ERS, he's got a lot more than everyone around him, really. Andres has got the worst. Nicky's now pushing as well down towards the second chicane. No, the 2 chicanes, I should say. Zydrad is now inside the DRS of Jib Jab as well. He's slowed down a little bit. He's lost about 2 seconds.
Don't know whether he's got damage,
or
maybe just made a mistake.
I think he's had a problem of some sort because he's really backed off. I don't think he's got damage, but I think he may have just had maybe had a little bit of a half spin or something. He might have damage for all we know because he has lost a lot of time, and that's only been a lap and a half really. He's lost probably about 2.5 seconds.
Guess what? Nicky's passed Andres. And Race Roller's passing Mr. Ogween.
And here comes Bezos potentially. Nope, he's going to sit behind. I think Bezos is kind of playing it smart at the minute. He's just sitting behind, waiting for a potential move.
As Division's gone.
Now passed. Oh, We've got a
No, he's not.
four-way
He's
battle.
just lost. No, he's just lost
Five-way
like
battle.
4 places on one. Oh, good
Oh my
God!
gosh,
Three
they're going
wide. No.
There's 5 cars battling, and it looks like.
Oh,
Oh, anything's happened. There we go. Ghost Colt's gone. He's gone round.
Yeah, Midzi and Ghost Colt made contact, and
I had no clue what happened
Ghost
there
Colt's gone
whatsoever.
round.
We said that there could be potential some slip-ups when these guys come together with the difference of strategies. That is what's happened. Griffiths has come out quite well in all of that. He made a couple of moves stick there, and he's going to make another one. I tell you what, that's a very aggressive turning in from Griggs. But Griffiths has just
very
kept
aggressive
it
lunge
up
from
his
Griggs for
inside.
Griffiths as well. That is.
It was a very sharp dive up the inside. He was alongside, he was ahead. It was a very sharp dive, very sharp move over, and I was very scared. I thought they could have had another incident then, but actually that was a pretty good move, I think it's fair to say, from Griffiths there.
Let's guess what? The 2 leaders are swapping positions yet again.
Wow, I wouldn't have guessed. I would say probably Nicky's still probably got the best chance of the win, as it stands. Jib Jab's actually overtaken Zydrad here, which, I mean, I'm slightly surprised at, but
Zydra's going to get him back
damage.
though, and I can see Jib Jab's weaving there.
Oh, here comes Nicky and Andres going side by side for the first sector. It looks like Para's come off as well. Zydrad and Jib Jab.
Oh, who's going to back out of the 2 of them? Who's going to back out?
Oh, they're still going side by side.
No!
They're still going side by side. They will continue to go side by side. They are side by side. Nicky tries to do the switch back. He can't. He sits behind him. And
this whole top 5 is separated by 1.1 seconds now.
I mean, that was such a fun angle to watch when I was watching.
And Nicky's round the outside.
Nicky's gone round the outside. Look at that. Oh my gosh, that's mental. And they're still. I thought they were still side by side for a moment then. This has been great. This has really been good.
This is excellent content. This is excellent content.
This is really good. I mean, keep on battling, guys, because that only means Zydrad's going to catch up a little bit quicker. I don't think he'll catch as it stands, but there is every chance. If these guys battle, because it is coming to the end of the race, and it's going to be very important.
They should come together, of course.
These guys don't have penalties. As it stands, Andres is going to go down to 5th, so he's probably going to be trying to get some of these guys to force them to make some mistakes, go off the track a little bit. And Ogween sent up the inside of Roller here because Roller took a different line, and Ogween managed to get alongside him. However, that's going to leave them vulnerable. Andres has got back past again, and Bezers might looking maybe for a move. No, they're not.
Oh, you could throw a blanket over all of them. You could throw a blanket over all of them.
As
Ogween's nearly gone. Ogween nearly
I'll tell you what, they're 4 wide behind. They're the 5 cars battling again. That's a great 2 very dives there.
Midzi's gone.
Griffiths got all of them. Midzi's round.
Yeah, he made contact with Griffiths and he is spun round and...
Yeah, both him and Riggs went very deep into the first chicane. Griffiths had the better line through all of them. And I think it was just coming together with the difference of lines there. I couldn't really tell exactly what had happened. I don't know what the space was like on that inside there.
It's a difficult one. I'm sure there's going to be some incidents submitted, that's for certain.
Oh yeah, that'll be something.
And some choice words said in the chat from some people, but yeah, that's very, very intense, so to speak.
Very intense. As it stands, if Midzi doesn't catch up and get points and
Roller stays in the same position, they're level.
Yeah, we're going level.
They're level.
That's going to be really exciting. Oh my god.
Yeah. And Roller, he'll know now, if he gets this place, that's him in the lead by 7 points if he manages to beat Nicky here.
If he wins this race as it stands.
It's a coin flip, basically. It's a coin flip on who's winning this race. A dice roll, a coin flip. Whatever analogy you want to use.
There's more sides on a dice than there are a coin, and I think that's probably best to describe this. There's so many. We need a 6th. We need a 6th in this.
Here
we go, side by side into turn 1.
Contact with Roller. And Roller's nearly gone. He's nearly gone.
Nearly gone. Well, Bezers is
very fortunate.
Bezers, is he going to get the move? He's going to take it
to
turn 3. Ogween's going to try and keep it. He doesn't. I think that's wise. Race Roller's almost out of the DRS. He is out of the DRS. Which could be very, very crucial. In fact, he's getting it back through that turn there. That was a pretty good end to the first sector there for Roller, really. I think that was what he needed. He is currently out of it, though. but I think he should be fine by the end of it. We'll see. Depends whether Nicky and Andres continue to battle him, because they have been for a while. We may have one lap without maybe Roland DRS.
But well,
right
Roland nearly went there though. Roland nearly went there. Ogween outbroke himself into turn 1 a bit, hit the back of Roller, and Roller did lose it a bit. He did lose it a bit, but yeah, is he back in the DRS? The detection is here, and yes, he is.
Vision's got past Griffiths. A very weird point of the track there. I think Griffiths has had an off, or had a problem. I think he has. I think he might have. No, he doesn't. I thought he had damage for a second. Then he does look like he's struggling though, and Riggs is going to get him back here. I wonder. There's a potential that I think Griffiths might have damage. Oh, side by side. Look at that. Oh, this is very tight. Very tight. Very tight all the way down the field. Zydrad's back past Jib Jab again. They've been battling a lot, Jib Jab
yeah,
and
that's
Zydrad,
completely orchestrated, I think. I think that's completely orchestrated between the two of them. I saw Jib Jab weave his wheel on the start-finish straight a couple of times, and I think they've been working together to try and get whatever time they can, and it's helped them get a few seconds clear of the rest of the alternate strategy runners.
It has. However, they haven't really gained on the leaders. They gained a little bit because it was, I think it was about 8.5 seconds when they started. And I mean, they gained probably like overall about a second, but that's it really. Riggs has got another time penalty. I don't, there's still a chance Mitty could get points, but I feel like he's backed off a fair bit. So I think maybe he's submitted defeat and maybe
he's got damage, maybe he's a bit frustrated with what's happened. Because of course, had that spin, but yes, it's definitely not been the day that the championship leader wanted. That's going on to the final lap now.
Oh Christ, that's gone so quick this, right? When it's a race around here and there's no safety cars, it is always so quick around here. And I mean, it's been a really fun race, and as they always say, time flies when you're having fun, but oh my word. As we go side by side, once again, for one final time, between Nicky and Andres, and Roller is right behind. Then it's Bezzers, then it's Ogween. Bezzers will be thinking, I'm going to try and get as many points as possible. See what, Jam has come out at a really awkward point out of the pits. But
he's just letting them go. He's letting them go.
And I think that's probably fair enough there for him. Riggs
Nicky has that buffer though.
Down straight. Midsy's sped into the pit lane. He's out of the race. He's called it a day now as well, with just 23 laps completed. So he won't be classified, but I mean, it was very tight anyway. That doesn't matter. We're on the final lap. What we really care about is this battle for the lead, because it's still a 5-way battle for the lead.
Yeah.
Andres has got this penalty, and none of the others have got penalties. Ghost Cart's just got the fastest lap of the race. That might be
Andres
the final
hit the
one.
wall.
You see it. Who's hit the wall? Andres.
Yeah, Andres has hit the wall. Going on to the final straight though, Nicky has barely any ERS, so Andres should pass him here, and it's all about whether Roller, with his lack of a penalty, is close enough to Nicky to make this move.
Of him.
Oh, this is the battle for the final podium
side
spot.
by side. I'll tell you what, I think these guys are going to continue as they are. There's been some yellow flags further down the field. I'm not sure what that was for.
Oh,
and here goes
Ogween still making contact. And that is Ogween who takes the position as Nicky wins.
It looks like it's going to be Nicky. It will be Nicky from Roller. And Ogween is going to take P3. Bezzers is going to be P4. Andres is going to be P5. I mean, there's such a great battle between the 5 of them, all race long, really. And it's going to be Jib Jab just ahead of Zydrad. Zydrad just ahead of Jib Jab in the end. Shut Middle takes P8. It'll be Griffith's division in P9 and P10. It'll be Riggs just missing out on points after a pretty strong qualifying. In P11, Jitto coming back round to be that would be P12 for him. And while we wait, as Ghost Colt and Corey continues, but I think Ghost Colt's going to go fast lap again. Corey's actually run out of fuel, I think, is what's actually happened. He hasn't. He's just going very slowly for some reason. I don't know why. I don't think he's running out of fuel. But anyway, what we do see here is the fact that Race Roller and Mitzi are going to go into the final race level on points here.
Yes, that is exactly like what happened in real life. Race Rollers, I'm on board with Race Roller as his AI driver in his cockpit is pumping his fist in the air in celebration as as he knows that the championship is now completely dead level on points between Midzi 15 and Race Roller 22 going into the final round. That is mouth-watering with the championship, but we've got to remember your race winner today, SLR Nicky. He absolutely loved this track. He talked the talk about how quick he was here, and he backed it up with an incredible racing performance. He was under pressure quite a lot, of course. He was down into third, maybe even fourth, just before the pit stops, but worked his way up, dealt with the traffic exceptionally, kept on 0 penalties, and won the race. And that is a fantastic performance by Nicky. Mr. Ogween just about gets a podium on the line for Bedders pretty much, and Race Roller in P2 takes the championship completely level. It is a deadlock. It's 0 points separating. It is whoever comes ahead is the person who will win the championship in the final race. And
as well as it stands, I do believe Red Bull are the McKeon division constructors champions as well, because looking at how things look there. But one thing to remember as well, Mitzi will be ahead on race wins.
Yeah.
I believe Mitzi's got 5, Roller's got 3 or something like that. I think I remember something.
I think it's either 5, 3 or 4, 2.
3.
I'm not entirely sure, but anyway, yeah, it is winner takes all though in the final race, unless they both retire and then Mitzi gets it. But that would be a story. But anyway, it is Nicky, Roller, and Ogween on the podium. And yeah, how do we want to do the interviews then?
I'll let you do all of them because I'm never good at remembering stuff. So you can...
Okay. So starting off with Ogween, well, you got the pole position, but of course lost that position into turn 1. Then in a chaotic race, changing positions all of the time, you've ended up in P3, getting that place on the line. How do you feel with the podium? Are you happy with P3, or are you perhaps a little bit disappointed that you didn't get high up, especially considering you're in the lead for large parts of the race?
To be honest, I'm quite happy with P3 because I know I didn't have the pace for Nicky. I was surprised I got Paul, because he can definitely do a better. Then I knew my starts ain't great. I knew I was going to get first straight, but yeah, I made loads of mistakes near the end. Getting to the back of the wall. Almost made him spin, yeah, on the last. So,
yeah, and that is your second podium of the season. So yeah, congratulations to you. Those very good results and a very good pole lap as well. Now on to Race Roller, P2, and you've closed 18 points on Midzi, and you were 18 points behind going into this race. So how do you feel, first of all, and how are you looking forward to that final round? I want to talk about your race, but of course I want to talk about the championship and the fact that after 23 rounds, just like the real life F1 season, there is nothing between you and Midzi.
Yeah, I mean, last 10 laps of this race were very, very stressful with how everyone in the top 5 was all same pace, all very fast, all battling. It was, yeah, stressful to say the least, but yeah, I mean, I thought about trying to get Nicky, but then I was like, I'll just play it safe because I didn't want to get involved in a crash with him. And yeah, I mean, level 1 points. If there isn't a deliberate crash out at the end, I think I have a good chance here. Abu Dhabi's always been one of my strongest tracks. I got my first podium in McKeon division at Abu Dhabi. It was before the Netherlands of the season. It was my 2 best ever qualifyings were at Abu Dhabi. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a very good one. But I think I've got a decent chance at it.
Yes, and I think I can echo everyone when I say like we want really nothing more than a clean, straight fight between the two of you for the championship. And yeah, I'm thoroughly looking forward to the final round of that. And yeah, congratulations on your P2, and a huge result for yourself in terms of the championship.
Cheers.
Yep, and now on to your race winner, Nicky. Well, you've said all of the time that you love Jeddah, and you've said you love Monaco, and at the end of the season now, you've won Jeddah and you've won Monaco. So, congratulations on your victory, and yeah, how was that race for you? How did it go?
Yeah, my season target is completed, so yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, the race almost jumped the start. Unlucky. Basically didn't bother us, but yeah. Tried to prick the DRS, but bottled somehow. Probably just because I'm a fraud, but we move. But yeah, was just trying to keep the gap and bully some people with DRS on last corner. And last 15 laps were just trying to not get a last warning. Yeah, it was pretty fun.
Yeah. I mean, we saw very very close all race. Did you feel confident throughout the race that you'd get that victory? We saw you at one point slip down to as low as 4th position, but before you knew it, you worked your way up and managed to get that. So, kind of, yeah. How was that all the way through for you? Did you always feel confident that you'd be able to do enough and get the victory, or how was it just trying to get your way through the field?
Well, when I passed off win, I knew I got dub, so, because I just reached my ERS with low wings. So, yeah, it was just my plan to get the DRS on last straight, get it ahead of Andres. Hope he makes a mistake. The gap gets bigger, but didn't work. But I'll take the win.
Yes, indeed. Your second race win of the season, and yeah, your second race win of the season, and yeah. I think that's all we've got time for, though. 0 points separating the top 2 for the finale in Abu Dhabi. 3 championship deciders in Abu Dhabi. Each of them, you could say many things about how exciting they'll be. Of course, the championship decider in F2 as well on Thursday. Yeah, please join us again on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday next week for the final rounds of Summit League Racing Season 7. It's going to be good.
Oh yeah, we've got I think this is 2 or 3, I'm not sure, up for the title on Thursday. That'll be something to really look forward to. We've got, of course, the 4-way battle for Div 1, which will be, surely, so everyone's got to get involved in that, because that'll just be something, and, I'll be at the back, so keep an eye on me. But if we got Div 2, I believe the Constructors can still be won in Div 2, so we do have titles to win, I believe, in every division possible, which means it really is going to be an exciting last weekend, and I can't wait to see how it all unfolds. We'll catch you next time. See you all on Thursday. Thank you everyone for watching.